great old oak tree.
Coming up on today's episode, we sail across the Whitsundays and check out Whitehaven Beach, one of the most beautiful beaches in the whole world.
And our road trip takes us further down south to Agnes Water, where we visit a kangaroo sanctuary, before finishing at the Noosa Everglades, where Chris had a bit of a nightmare.
Oh god, don't remind me about that.
Last time, we visited some of Queensland's most epic waterfalls.
And were wowed by Wallerman Falls, the tallest single drop waterfall in all of Australia.
If you missed it, check it out by clicking the link above. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we're Chris and Kirsty, and in 2020, when the UK was placed into lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we made a plan that one day we would take some time to travel Australia.
Fast forward now to November 2022, and it was finally time to jet off to the east coast, starting our journey in Cairns, tropical North Queensland.
We are so excited to share our experiences with you and take you to some of our favourite places along the way.
Let's continue our Aussie adventure.
Yep guys, we are here in Airlie Beach and we've stopped at Fish Divine for the best mojito in the world. It's listed on Google as the best mojito in the world. Lots of fresh mint, lots of fresh lime, lots of rum. So if you ever come to Airlie Beach guys, definitely check this one out, you'll not regret it.
The next morning we made our way down to the harbour in Airlie Beach for a very exciting trip.
We were about to embark on a 3-day sail around the Whitsundays with OzSail on their Trimaran Avatar boat.
A few of us got involved putting the sail up, and we spent the first day getting to know the others on the tour. Anyway, unfortunately we didn't really get to film much of our trip. It was a busy couple of days and we just wanted to make the most of every moment whilst we were there. So here's a little montage of our favourite bits.
Oh yeah, the sleeping arrangements. Not for the faint-hearted or claustrophobic. These small sleeping vessels were about the length of Chris and half the depth of me. This boat was originally used for fishing, and in pairs we slept in each of the compartments where they would have kept the fish. It's safe to say this was the only part of the trip which was completely out of our comfort zones. But we decided to fully embrace the boat life and slept on the deck under the stars both nights. And wow guys, a starry night in the middle of the ocean is a sight we will never forget. The sands of Whitehaven Beach are made up of 98.9% silica. This means that it reflects the sun and therefore doesn't get hot and burn your feet as you walk on it. Pretty cool. Hi everyone, we've travelled down south to Cape Hillsborough. Arrived there early-ish this morning after a good old Mackey's breakfast, which we felt was really needed after
Hit the spot.
after not a lot of sleep last night.
Iced coffee, Mackey's breakfast. If you've never had a Mackey's breakfast over here, it's like 10 times better than the UK version.
We're now walking through the Cape Hillsborough Boardwalk. We're just taking a little nose down at the beach because we're going to get up. We say we're going to get up. We are going to get up very early tomorrow morning to see if we can catch the wild kangaroos and wallabies on the beach. So there is a beach in Cape Hillsborough where if you get down at sunrise, you can see they basically hop down onto the beach feeding, and then as soon as the sunrise has happened, they hop away again and you don't really see them. We need to get there half an hour before sunrise, which according to Google, sunrise tomorrow is 5:15 in the morning. So we're going to have to get there at 4:45, which means leaving the camp at probably about 4 a.m.
4:15, yeah.
Morning guys, apologies, we actually look like death this morning. We literally look how we feel. We got up nice and early this morning, 4 a.m, headed down to Cape Hillsborough beach, saw the kangaroos and wallabies, it's pretty cool. And then we've headed up to Eungella National Park since then. And I don't know whether you saw in the clip the fog or the cloud, one or the other, that we were heading through. But the weather's not ideal here at the minute. It's still very early. It's still only like 7:30 or so. But we're literally starving. We've not had any coffee yet this morning. Our fridge is empty. We haven't had any shops nearby. Funnily enough, the drive from Airlie Beach to Cape Hillsborough, the last supermarket was in Airlie Beach. So there was literally no supermarkets there. So we haven't actually done a shop this week, so we've got no food, no coffee, and yeah, so we're here, we're hoping to see some platypus in the wild, fingers crossed, but before we do, I think we need a little bit of an energy boost. So there's only one solution: the trusty pot noodle.
After a rainy but successful morning in Eungella National Park, it was time to fill our bellies with the best pies.
Oh my god, they were so yummy.
We were about to cover 7 hours of driving over the next 24 hours to Agnes Water, with only a short stopover in Yeppoon.
We were so excited to arrive in Agnes Water, as we had booked to stay a few nights at Horizon's Kangaroo Sanctuary. When we arrived, we were welcomed by some of the locals who didn't realise it's rude to stare.
This kangaroo sanctuary is a safe place for injured and orphaned kangaroos and joeys, but also has many wild kangaroos which visit every day and come and go as they please.
We absolutely loved our time in Agnes Water. Check out some footage from our walk at the Paperbark Forest and the beach that we surfed for the first time ever with Gnarly Tours. everyone.
Good morning.
We're on our way to hopefully see some dolphins.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
So we've woken up about 6 a.m. this morning and now we're heading down to a place called Tinkan Bay, which has a cafe called Barnacles Cafe, and apparently at the back of the cafe they have 9 or so dolphins that visit every morning, and they actually have turned it into a bit of a feeding. So we're heading there now. It's about 20 minutes away from our campsite, so we'll see you there. Tinkan Bay was mega busy, but we had a great time getting up close and feeding the wild dolphins.
This dolphin family visit the bay every morning where they are fed 3 kilos of fish. Dolphins actually eat around 15 kilos a day, so in theory it's only a small snack to them.
It cost us $10 each to be able to get into the water and feed the dolphins, so we felt this was pretty good value for money. This is also the only legal place in Queensland where you can actually do this. Our dolphin's name was Patch, the 35-year-old male. It's actually illegal to touch a wild dolphin, so we had to be extra careful when feeding him. Good morning, everybody. We are on our way this morning. It's actually Christmas Eve, by the way. Whoop whoop, we should be wearing our Christmas hats. I've never felt less Christmassy in my entire life, but anyway, it's kind of cool that it's, I don't know, we're the other side of the world on Christmas, and at home they've had snow last week, quite a lot of snow. It's been -8 back in our hometown, and here it's been okay, but today it's looking a little bit like it's going to be a bit rainy, a bit wet, which, you know, is not ideal. But anyway, we're heading today over to the Noosa Everglades to go kayaking along the Everglades, and then I think there's a boat that takes us back, but it's quite a hefty kayak. It's quite a hefty kayak. I think it's about 5k in total, so I think we're going to be quite tired later. But anyway, yes, we're going to head there now. Huh?
It is a canoe.
No, it's not. It's kayaking.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely kayaking. Anyway, we'll catch you there. It is canoeing.
I was right.
Hi guys, also forgot to say that we're going with Eco Safari Tours this morning. We've just arrived and even the sun's come out. Yay! So I forgot to say, this is actually one of 2 Everglades in the world. There's this one and then the one in Florida. But the one in Florida is crocodile infested, so you can't actually canoe along it. So this is the only Everglade you can actually canoe through, which makes it pretty epic. Hi guys, so it's been a little while. Sad times. Chris lost his phone in the Noosa Everglades. Yeah, he has no words.
It was in my life jacket and I didn't do the zip up stupidly. I was getting out of the canoe, trying to balance the canoe, like, you know, and get onto the boat, and I was literally leaning over to get onto the boat and it falls out of my life jacket, and then it's just hit the side of the boat and just knocked into the water, and I was like, that's my phone. And the guy's like, you're joking, right? And I was like, no, that's my phone. He's like, oh, bugger.
Yeah.
So we're like,
I mean, Chris.
I got in, took all my clothes off, got in, and he's like, oh, you know, you should be able to get it. It's 3 meters deep. You know, you might be able to grab it with your feet or something, or dive down. I literally could not touch the bottom of the water. It was that deep, and I was literally going down, holding my breath, jumping right under, and I still couldn't touch the bottom. I even went down, tried diving right down, and I still couldn't touch the
It
bottom.
must have been at least 5 metres deep.
And then he gave me a pole, and I literally had to dive down and push the pole into the ground to be able to touch the bottom. And I was
But
like,
obviously you couldn't even see anything, so like you're kind of...
it's like a tea-coloured water, the Noosa Everglades. If you've ever been,
Yeah.
it's like tea-coloured water, and it's obviously called the River of Mirrors for a reason, because everything just reflects off the top of it. But
And it was beautiful. It was absolutely
was
beautiful. It just kind of
stunning.
tainted by this
Great place.
unfortunate... now at a campsite in Noosa. And yeah, we're just going to chill out here for the rest of the evening, being Christmas Eve. I think they're showing a few Christmas films down at the barbecue area, so we might go check that out. I'm not sure, we might head back out, who knows, but we'll keep you posted, and if not, we'll see you on Christmas morning. I hope Santa comes and
Yeah,
brings you a
me
new phone. Coming up next time is Christmas Day. Plus, we visit our most epic drone location yet, Angari, the largest sand island on the planet.